This is Michael Kowalski, writer and performer of Mothman, True Story, and you are listening to the Unbelievers podcast. I know you wouldn't like it.
There were several groups. One of the principal ones was the reptilians from the Orion complex.
Without any exaggeration, it was like being on fire inside.
Rats were eating you up inside.
This stuff was in my mouth. It felt like it was 500 degrees. It was unbelievably hot.
My first question would be, were you a member of the Church of Satan, a card-carrying member of the Church of Satan? I don't understand.
There's always an argument for everything. You know, just because somebody can fake something doesn't necessarily mean it's real.
And we found a life form. And that's when I started shitting my pants.
So for the person who called, I am carrying an alien.
An alien baby recovers right here, okay?
Okay.
Something is happening. What is it? That's the question. So do UFOs exist? It depends on what you mean exist.
Superpowers! Incredible gifts that go beyond the normal scope of human abilities have mostly been relegated to the world of fiction, in literature, films, and comic books. But what if it is possible that there are actual people who can do extraordinary things that regular men and women could only dream of? Tonight, the Unbelievers podcast investigates the true life stories of real superheroes, uncanny individuals who either through accident, training, or trauma have become something beyond the average citizen, something unbelievable. Can lightning awaken your brain in amazing ways? Is levitation possible? And what could you do with a bowl if you harness the power of prana? So get in that lotus position and hop into your fortress of solitude. It's time for Unbelievable Humans. Right here on the program, we continue to learn to unlearn everything you know. Hello and welcome to the Unbelievers podcast. I'm your host, Russ Ryan, and joining me as always is my co-host, Drea Mora. Hello, Drea.
Hey, what's up?
And our soundboard engineer and producer, Rob Oakey.
I could pick up your car and flip it over.
What's up, guys?
Good. I have a car out here that I need you to flip over.
I got
it's
you.
It's totaled.
I got you.
Get rid of this.
What's going on? What's going on, guys? Now since our episodes have been coming out on Fridays for a little while, we're on Friday the 13th. We got our own little special thing here.
Oh, man.
This is the last Friday 13th of 2020, so just be careful.
Yeah.
Don't do anything
Sit back.
like extravagant.
Yeah, stay home, pop on the podcast. I'll learn some stuff.
Stay safe with our podcast.
I think the last Friday the 13th was my last day that I actually worked in that office that I used to work in. So
is that a good thing or a bad thing?
I don't know. It was right in the beginning of this whole COVID thing. So I think
so it felt like hell setting in.
That's what kicked this whole thing off. And hopefully this is the end of it. This is just like a full cycle here.
Yeah, because now you've got this awesome new job. So I mean, I think this is going to be the best Friday 13th.
Yeah, this is a good one.
Yeah, and hopefully
it's got our podcast on it.
And hopefully everyone checked out. We mentioned it last time. We're doing the Secret Schneider, the gift exchange again. You can. What's the email, Drea?
unbelievablesanta@gmail.com.
Yeah, if you don't know what we're talking about, we do a gift exchange every year, and we'd love people to sign up, have a great time, get some cool gifts. But let's get into it now. So we got a new topic. This ain't something we do all the time. Unbelievable Humans.
Show us your special move.
Show us those special moves. Tonight, we're going to be doing something a little different from our normal fare of aliens, cryptids, and ghosts. Tonight, we will be discussing unbelievable humans. Individuals just like you and I who are blessed with uncanny abilities that some may consider to be unnatural.
Remarkable.
Wow.
This is really kind of like too unbelievable for me.
This is
Dre,
a great topic, yeah.
Do you or anyone you know have any kind of special abilities?
Anyone I know, yeah. I have like a friend who's psychic, and I don't know, it's not a special ability. I can drink a lot and get bit by spiders a lot.
There you go. What about you, Rob? You have any superpowers?
Oh, man. Superpowers? I can burp on command. That's probably the closest thing.
That's pretty good.
There you go.
You do a mean podcast edit too. You're a great editor. That's your superpower.
Oh, well, thank you.
You're the magician.
I got a little. I think I have like really crazy reflexes. I can catch something really well. If I drop something, I can always catch it. I don't know. It's the stupidest thing. It's only when anyone isn't looking. And I'm good at plugging those USB things in. Usually get it just right.
Oh yeah, you have to just look at when it's making a little smiley face.
No, it's a super power.
Oh, okay. You're so. Oh, that's amazing, Russ. That's so impressive.
So let's learn about our first unbelievable human, or ninth wonder. This is from 1997 in the area of Horsetooth Rock in Colorado, an area known for its violent lightning storms. Shane Smith and Kirsty Mack are out for a day of hiking that would change their life forever.
Hey, storm's moving in quick. You might want to head down soon.
Yeah, we'll keep our eyes open, thanks. We saw the lightning sort of dancing around in the distance. The view was amazing. We didn't think anything about it.
We even saw lightning bolts going on around us. We were just kind of awe-stricken how beautiful it was and how magnificent. So we were just like in a theater taking it all in.
Yeah, these two seem very oblivious. I mean, I know lightning looks really cool, but you can't just stand out in the open all slack-jawed. Instinct should kick in at some point.
Right? Like, we'll keep our eyes open. Like, that's not going to help you. You just get out of there.
It is fun to watch lightning, though. I have to go with them on that. Like, it's cool to just sit in your car and watch like a lightning storm sometimes.
Yeah, from the safety of shelter.
Yeah. The way this is reenacted, they're in the middle of Horsetooth Rock Canyon or whatever this is in Colorado, in the middle of nothing, and they're just standing there, transfixed by the lightning show. And then they suddenly feel an odd vibration in the air.
Maybe we should get out of here.
That's when I started to get a little afraid, and we thought it would be a good idea to get down as quickly as possible, but it was too late. There was a boom sound, and suddenly...
And for a split second, I saw Shane turning into a white, molten being. I'd never seen anything like this.
I thought, oh my God, I could die. And I can't remember anything else but that.
Yeah, Shane got lit up. You heard that? He was a white molten being from lightning.
Wow.
That's terrifying. It makes me think of Mr. Burns in that one episode where he's all radioactive and drugged out.
Oh,
yeah. We want peace and love.
Yeah.
Yes.
Peace and love.
that would be terrifying. You're like, what? They're married?
I don't know. I think they're just buddies. Shane Smith and this Kirsty Mack.
You see your buddy like all of a sudden in molten lava. That's
get totally wasted by lightning. But
she sounds so fine with it. She's like, oh, it was just me. It was. I've never seen anything like it. Wow.
Yeah, she's still kind of gawking like that. It's like I've never seen a guy turn white and molten. This was crazy.
Shane, look at
it was
yourself.
like being at the theater.
Damn, Shane, do it again.
This is terrifying, though.
Yeah, but Shane would survive becoming that white molten being, but something inside him had changed.
The strike had rotated his pelvis, pushed vertebrae into his head, disrupting the flow of spinal fluid in his brain. Lightning had devastated Shane's body.
Kirsty, you're gonna be okay.
But within his mind, there were changes as well. Shane had always been an intuitive person. Now those perceptive powers took off.
I noticed something was different. I started to sense things more deeply. I started to see spirits. I knew they were in the spirit world, but I was just shocked that I was able to see them so clearly.
Yes, the lightning gave him powers. This is like almost like the Dead Zone or something, like a movie.
Yeah. It does sound like the premise of a movie, but how the fuck are you surviving when your pelvis is suddenly rotated and your vertebrae are in your skull?
Had surgery, I guess. She got into the hospital.
Wouldn't that instantly kill somebody? And then how do you pee and stuff? Like, if the pelvis moved around, did his dick also move around and his butt's in the front?
Listen, probably. It sounds like it was probably very painful, this situation that it left him in. It's crazy. It sounds like the movie Phenomenon. I thought maybe he was going to have like some like telepathic abilities afterwards or something.
That
would
be funny if the guy in Phenomenon had his dick in his butt.
When his butt was in the front. That would be entertaining.
You can make a lot of money at like a sideshow attraction.
Yeah, but no one would care about your cool lightning powers if your butt was in the front.
You're right. That would take us the backseat, the lightning powers.
Shane's new abilities, they start to manifest, though, and Here is his real estate business partner, Bruce Smith, speaking on that.
We had just acquired a new home, and we were going to rehab it, and we were in the mobile home with our inspector.
Once Shane entered, he knew right away they weren't alone.
I heard a noise, and I felt an extra presence. I looked up and noticed that there was a spirit of a young man. He told me that he wanted me to give a message to his mother.
Tell my mother not to be in anguish anymore. I'm okay. I'm okay.
A week later, the trailer park manager confirmed Shane's vision.
There was an incident where a young man who had lived there just got his driver's license, and it was an icy day, and he had spun out and he had hit something and died right there on the lot. And it was exactly what Shane had described.
Yeah, spirits are now talking to him and giving him messages he has to deliver. And in the beginning of that, I don't know, when he talked about what his abilities would be, I thought he might use them to somehow like get an advantage in his real estate job.
Yeah.
like he was going to walk in and sense that the foundation was bad, or he's going to find black mold. But no, it's just dead people talking to him.
I mean, that is helpful too, because then you can clear the house before you try to sell it to somebody. That way you are more successful at it. I don't know how you would use that for a business sense.
Yeah, but he's got him immediately speaking to him, and he gets confirmation on this story right away. So people are already believing in the lightning psychic. That's what he's being known as, the lightning psychic.
Well, and, like you said, he almost died. He was like, oh my God, I could die. When you get that close to death, sometimes that, wakens people's abilities to see spirits.
Well, it sounds like this electricity, like the electric strike, just awoke something in his brain that maybe was dormant before.
The spirits
everything
use
in him. Yeah, he was just completely lit up, completely white molten being, and something in his brain changed. But word of Shane's ability, it started to spread and caught the attention of a private investigator named Todd Baker. Baker was investigating the disappearance of a teenage girl who had been missing for 5 months. Some thought that this girl was just a troubled teen who ran away, but this Todd Baker guy, he stayed on the case. He enlisted the help of the lightning psychic Shane, and not divulging any details about the case, he showed Shane a map of the area where the young girl disappeared, and he pinpointed 2 areas of interest. One was near an airport, and the other location was where the girl had last been seen. And next, he took Shane to this girl's family's house to try and trigger his ability by touching some of her possessions. What's that called, Drea?
Psychometry.
So he's lightning psychometrying.
Wow.
And then Shane did his thing.
And suddenly, I felt like I was being strangled. I felt like I was being hit in the head over and over. I saw a tree with a long overhanging branch. Her incredible fear.
What did you see?
I saw a tree. I described the area that it was in, described the tree, knew it was by a road.
When Shane described the place, the girl's mother remembered a picture she had of the area.
This is the tree. This is it.
They knew where they needed to go next.
Think about this in comparison to someone like a Sylvia Brown. It makes me dislike her even more.
Mm-hmm.
That there are actual people who can seem to help people with cases.
Yeah, that it actually happens more often than is advertised. I guess they don't like to. They don't want people
going
to
for that.
Well,
yeah.
it's such a divisive thing because like some police officers and some like investigators, they're like open-minded enough to the point where they're like, any sort of information that we can get, we would like, and we can try to use it. But then there's other ones who are just like, no, this is complete bullshit. We don't play with magic stuff. We're all about evidence. And you know what I mean? It's it's split right down the middle. And
yeah, that's true.
We either want to be paid or we want to film it. And it's not a lot in between. But they go to that location from the vision, and the truth is found.
When we got to the location, it was exactly what I had seen in my vision. I heard the girl say, Mom, please help me. I knew what had happened to her. I knew how it happened. I could explain it all, just as if it were happening then. The hardest thing was to tell that mother that her child was dead.
The family then took the information that we had gotten from Shane, and they provided that information to the police department.
Several months later, the girl's body was discovered south of the airport, the location that Shane had pointed out on the map.
That made me feel amazing, knowing that I helped this woman get some kind of closure with her poor daughter.
Yeah, well, I feel awful, but lightning, solving mysteries.
Thanks, lightning.
This one's kind of hard to deny.
Yeah, this is an actual case. You can look it up. It existed. It just it gives you chills, like when you describe feeling, what went down. But it's like it's horrible, but it's still a positive thing,
He feels great. Yeah, I did find that a little weird where he was like, I found a dead body. Man, it feels
felt
great.
awesome.
It feels amazing.
Thanks,
to know.
lightning.
It's fascinating that maybe lightning can, give people special abilities. Did you guys ever see that movie Powder?
Yes,
part of it.
The woman who's pregnant and she gets struck by lightning, and then he's born does he have special
is that what
powers?
that story was?
I think so.
I thought that he got electrocuted himself. I don't know.
I thought it was that
watch
his
it all.
mother got electrocuted. I haven't seen it in a long time, but I think there's some sort of similar thing happening in that movie.
Yeah, there's something. There's a link to do with the electricity and the spirit world. It's definitely real.
And definitely in opening up some weird mind perceptions of things that exist. And this makes you think that if this is real, then spirits do exist and there is an afterlife. Then it just opens up so much thought that is hard to come by sometimes. I don't know what I'm saying.
Exactly. Yeah, we're all just so we all got electrocuted. I'm sorry. I've been told electrocuted means that you actually died from it. But
well, if you think about it, our bodies we have electricity inside of us, magically. Mm-hmm. That is really unexplainable, even to doctors. They're they don't understand what makes us electrical. They understand.
Life is electricity.
They understand things about it, but the way that our heart beats and stuff, and the way that certain things in our body function, there's electricity involved, and it's coming from us. So if there's electricity out there in the universe, and I don't know, there's some sort of a magical connection with electricity. I can't explain it, but there's something weird there.
1000% with that. Rob. See, my brain's not working right anymore. We need electricity. We all need to get zapped right now. I'm sitting too close to this microwave.
This all might sound too unbelievable for you, but there may be a physiological explanation.
People gain new abilities as a result of a lightning strike because lightning damages brain cells. A huge amount of neurotransmitters are released all at once, so it's flooding the brain with these neurotransmitters that are basically exciting the brain over a period of about 4 weeks. It can create new connections in the brain. And those new connections can give people abilities that they didn't have before.
Yeah, so frying your brain, become the white molten being, and you can rewire it, and you can talk to ghosts.
So just damage enough of your brain cells, and you'll gain a special ability. That sounds good to me.
Just what you wanted to hear, Rob. That's what the electricity does. You were right on it.
This doesn't really usually work out, though, in the movies when people try to do it. Isn't that how Electro is formed?
Stop worrying about Powder? This is real stories, man. We're not talking about
I'm
movies.
just saying, if someone tries to electrically charge themselves to gain abilities, usually it gives you adverse effects.
It worked for Jason. It worked
Why
for
don't
Jason.
you try it out and report back to us if you can talk to ghosts after you stick a fork in a socket?
Right. Well, maybe. We'll try. I'll try it.
Yeah, see, that's your assignment for the weekend.
Up until Rob does that, Shane Smith, he isn't the only lightning psychic. There's a woman named Sonia Benser. She was struck by lightning on a beach when she was a young girl. Since then, she also has enhanced intuition and psychic abilities and uses those abilities to help solve crimes. And here's an account of a violent crime in the swamps of Virginia that Sonia used her psychic lightning powers to help solve.
They hadn't found the body, so they weren't sure what really happened.
Maybe you could help us.
Find someone? He's in the water.
Oh no, not the Sylvia Brown line.
Seriously, it's funny because when they said Sonia, I thought Sylvia, but it's
Sylvia,
just,
right?
My brain's electrical. Yeah.
Man, you think anything ever hit Sylvia Brown in her brain?
No, not hard enough.
Not enough?
No,
I don't think so. I think she just stood next to the microwave a lot, and
I need to get away from this microwave.
Cook. Yeah, that's probably it.
So what is this lady talking about? Who's in the water? This story almost sounded like something from the Hardy Boys. It involves there's a ring of counterfeiters that were busted in the swamp, but only 3 of the 4 people involved were caught. And they believe strongly that this 4th counterfeiter was killed. And that is the person that she is tasked with finding. So following her intuition and lightning psychic ability, she leads the police to this open space in a swamp. And this happens.
He's tied up in the water.
She got this feeling that the body was connected somehow to something round. At one point said maybe a well. And she said, that's it. He's in a culvert.
It was right there in front of me. Everything I had visualized was there. It gives you a feeling of satisfaction that you were able to help someone.
Somehow, Sonia was able to connect the agents to a string of clues, people's names, initials, and details about a murder in the middle of a desolate Virginia swamp.
Yeah, so unlike these other psychics who say water, she was correct. Lightning psychics, they have a good track record, it seems.
Yeah, there's the formula. Now we know how to create psychics. That's kind of dangerous.
Isn't the Earth like 90% water? Couldn't it like the safest bet?
90%?
I don't know, something like that, right?
Something like that. Something like that.
Sure.
We're not scientists, obviously.
We don't know.
We're not. Oh, yeah, right. I forgot. We're not.
We don't know. We don't know a lot of
We're going to
things.
chill out on the murder, but what do you guys think about lightning psychics?
I like it. I mean, it sucks that they have to get, freaking shocked and like zapped all to oblivion by lightning and turn into molten white stuff. But, the silver lining is that you get to solve crimes.
Get to solve cool crimes and
They're
maybe
not cool.
get some good real estate tips while you're at it too.
It's really interesting. I think there's definitely a connection there. I think that there's something in the mind that is triggered when electricity passes through a certain way.
Man, how bad you want it? How bad you want those superpowers? You gonna do it?
It's like the X-Men. I think I would if I could be given a guarantee that I would survive. I'd do it.
Yeah, that's a big gamble.
Just because it helps people. Yeah, I don't want just spirits talking to me for no fucking reason. I want to be able to actually do something productive with it, helpful.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, to talk about murder. But that's enough murder for now. Let's lighten it up a little bit for some other unbelievable humans and humans using a power that could be inside all of us.
The ancient Chinese called it qi. The Romans called it spiritus. Hindus call it prana. The movie Star Wars called it the Force. It's supposed to be a powerful life energy suffusing the universe. One that mere humans can tap into to achieve superhuman results. Are there people out there who can really harness a mystical force to transcend our biological limits? And even the laws of physics? People who claim to levitate or even fly.
We understand how you can overcome classical gravity and how the body can float and fly.
Gravity is a law, the law of gravity, and it cannot be broken.
Levitation, coming from the inner power. Some call it chi, some call it spiritus or prana, or play soundboard 1.
The movie Star Wars called it the Force.
Either way, there is a mystical force in all living things that we can harness to do all kind of cool stuff.
I like it.
Yeah, I totally believe in this ability too. Is it really called superhuman if it actually exists in all humans?
If not everyone's doing it, it's got to be. But you have to harness. You have to work on that. I would say being able to levitate. That's definitely a superpower.
Oh yeah,
yeah, it's pretty cool.
Very useful.
It's all right. What would you use it for? How many uses does levitation have?
I feel like you could use it to clean your floors. You could just you wouldn't ever have to walk on the part that you just cleaned. You could clean your whole kitchen floor with a Swiffer wet jet, and then you would never
get a
have
football out of a tree. That's I don't know.
No, I would use it for more practical things.
Just wear clean socks when you're doing it.
Yeah,
there you go. Superpower initiated.
Yeah, right. You guys know you guys just be creeping with that stuff.
What?
Let's hear more about humans and their history of levitating from this great National Geographic show called Is It Real? Who, for some reason, made this segment sound like it was recorded in a busy restaurant.
Since the beginning of recorded time, humans have looked to the skies and dreamt of flight. In many religions, flight or levitation has been a sign of particular piety. Catholic Saint Teresa of Avila could supposedly lift off the ground for nearly 30 minutes. Indian sages were said to levitate as an act of homage to God. But perhaps the most talented flyer of all time was a Tibetan monk named Milarepa, who could walk and sleep as he levitated.
What?
Yeah, these guys had it down back then. Saint Teresa, monk Milarepa. He could sleep, walk, chew gum. He could do all kind of stuff while he's levitating.
Say chew gum. I just, again, like, it's cool, like, if any, like, as a trick, but like, how useful is that?
Monks aren't doing tricks, though. That's not like
well, what do they do? What good does the levitation do?
Well, I don't know.
That's what I want to know.
They're making it sound like they can fly. Like, these guys can legitimately fly. I was thinking
flying would be dope.
That's why I said cleaning the floor, because I figured it was only like a few inches off the ground you can really get. Usually when you see people levitating, they're only like, they're just barely off the ground.
A few inches off the ground.
Yeah, it's
like if the floor's lava, then you're
cool.
That's
what I mean.
Okay, back then, I am thinking they do make them sound like flying humans. Maybe that's what the flying humanoids of Mexico are.
Oh,
yeah. Well, that's some really like high altitude levitation then. So that's impressive.
Yeah,
they are doing it, and I want to be one too. So let's find out. Is it possible to learn this power?
Apparently, the ability to fly has largely been lost in the modern age. But at the U.S. headquarters of the Transcendental Meditation Movement, enterprising students are trying to change all that. They're here to learn to levitate using a 3-stage process known as yogic flying, a set of Hindu meditation techniques introduced to the Western world by Maharishi Mahesh Yogi. They do this by tapping into the Hindu version of Chi, the life energy suffusing the universe, called prana.
Yogic flying is an advanced meditation practice. What happens due to a mental technique, the brainwave becomes powerfully coherent. A lot of bliss and energy starts to flow through the physiology, and spontaneously the body springs. The first stage of yogic flying, the body can't hold still and it starts to spring and hop and tries to fly.
Okay, yes, yogic flying. In this first stage, we've watched this. This looks so fun. You just sit in the lotus position or crisscross applesauce, whatever you want to call it, and you get on this long line of mattresses, and you just start hopping, just up and down with a huge smile on your face. This looks fun.
Yeah, I mean, I thought that they were doing like some kind of exercise because it looks like really difficult.
It
like
looks
you would
strenuous,
have, yeah, and amazing like core muscles, you know. Or
they're not
like
grimacing
a race.
though. They have huge grins on their faces. They couldn't be happier, and they are feeling that bliss that they're. I don't know. They're tapping into some hopping
So
around.
that's a
like
runner's
that.
high. Yeah, no, that's pain.
For anybody that hasn't seen this before, they literally just looks like it's feeding time for a bunch of bunny rabbits because they all are just hopping together. Like,
They're having a great time.
It looks like they're doing a race, right?
Potato
like
sack race, yeah.
And as fun as hopping around on a bed is, I want to get to that sustained levitating. How do we get to that?
The second stage is when the body actually hovers in the air for a short while. And the third stage is mastery of the skies, when the body can fly.
The first thing you notice when watching people practicing the first stage of yogic flying is that it looks less like flying and more like hopping in the lotus position. The second is that these people are really happy.
Flying feels absolutely fantastic. Just before a person takes off, just before they levitate, they experience a great expansion of happiness. Even getting off the ground 1 inch is pure fulfillment. Second stage will be even better. And third stage, I can hardly wait to see 10,000 people flying in the air together.
Hell yes. I want in on that. What are they doing? 10,000 people flying around?
I mean, that would be incredible, again, if they could fly. But
they're working on it. They are the ones out there in the field. They just need more people. You going to do it, Rob?
They're just hopping. That would cause like an earthquake if you had that many people doing that at once.
No, you're going to be able to look down on everybody and be happy and be blissful.
That description of like how happy it is, like just even being 1 inch off the ground is just like so ecstatic. It's like, you should try jump roping. That's a lot of fun.
I don't think I've ever smiled while jump roping.
What?
These guys got
You're
it
doing
down.
it wrong, Russ.
Is it a race though? Because it does seem like they're racing. Like, do you think that whoever finishes first, like they're the winner of the? the competition?
Most of them don't care, but one dude is probably super competitive.
That's what I
I
mean,
was
right?
levitating.
Well, imagine
way
being
better than that
last.
guy.
You got to diminish your happiness a little bit if you're just dead last at that point.
Yeah, right. That definitely that's got to hurt.
They should
the
be
ego a
hopping
little
in
bit.
place. Yeah, let's make this fair for everybody. Just hop in place.
But they're
It's not
getting
a
there.
race.
They're just in stage 1. And even if these practitioners are still in the stage 1 phase of yogic flying, TM University researcher Dr. Fred Travis observes metabolic changes in their bodies, even in that stage 1 hopping.
We look in that 1 second period just before they actually lift up. There's broadband, which means it's across many frequencies, global coherence. And so the person is in a very different state of mind, different state of brain. We call it pure consciousness. And it's from there that the impulse to fly comes.
The claims escalate from there. They reject Newton's laws of gravity, saying they are hundreds of years out of date.
Newton's laws simply say that the human body will be held down to the Earth by the force of gravity, just as the moon is held to orbiting the Earth through the force of gravity. So if the body lifts up, it would be in defiance of these classical gravitational laws. We understand how you can overcome classical gravity and how the body can float and fly.
Yeah, Newton is a sham. Prana is actually all that matters. Man, if I get to fly, pure consciousness, that sounds nice.
Yeah, man, birds haven't made. They know exactly what's going on. They figured it out.
I would disavow Newton if I could pull it off.
I mean, have these people seen birds?
This so far, this makes sense.
That's an appropriate reaction.
Oh, but these guys, I was hoping that they would move on to some of that phase 1 levitation, the sustained levitation, but it doesn't look like they are quite there yet.
Perhaps not surprisingly, no one has gotten beyond stage 1 of the process, and the university won't predict when or if yogic flyers will ever truly fly. But they say it doesn't really matter, because they've found that even first-stage yogic flying produces an interesting byproduct, what they call the Maharishi effect.
The real purpose of yogic flying, especially in groups, is to create world peace, to put an end to this tragic legacy of violence and crime and terrorism and war.
That's right. They say if we can get a critical mass of people to practice flying, about 1% of the population, generations of Miss America contestants will get their wish. World peace.
That's it! 1% of the population is all we need. What are we doing? Start hopping around.
Dang. Well, yeah, we need more antidepressants pumped into these people, like in the world, because they're not happy enough if they're not flying.
You think if we get the world peace, we can all float around after that?
Yeah, the 1% will unlock.
Look, okay, so you want to know what 1% of the population is? So in the world, there is 7.8 billion people. We only need 78 million people.
Wow.
All hopping around on mattresses at the same time. World peace.
So just get all the richest people.
This isn't the first time I've heard of something like this, though. I think Demi Lovato wants she wants to get like a big contingency of people to meditate to try to talk to aliens. So
goodness.
I think maybe if you just get
with her.
Yeah, if you just get a whole bunch of people together and get them to do one particular thing for the same reason, I think, it could be effective. Just the more people you have, the more effective it is.
And we could get lucky. Think about if someone just sitting around hopping, like there's 7.8 billion people. It could accidentally happen.
Could.
Yeah, internet, make it happen.
Like, who am I kidding? Well, they'll never get 78 million people to hop around.
Why not? See that attitude. You're against world peace, aren't you?
I mean,
no, I'm totally for it.
you get a good Facebook group going. It's possible,
Yeah, they almost raided Area 51, so we can do this.
Just got to go viral.
I'm sure of it.
Yeah, we can. Yeah, raid world peace. Well, so what do you guys think of yogic flying?
I think it sucks. I think this is full of shit.
You suck. What about you, Rob?
I still don't understand it, and that guy just said that the law of gravity isn't true, so I don't know what to believe anymore from these people.
Because you know what? We jumped off of the surface of the planet, so obviously gravity's not real.
Well,
Newton,
I'm on your side, Rob.
Man, I'm not worried about it. Forget all that. We got new ways.
Trying to listen to that yogi monk try to describe how gravity works is just like kind of melted my mind for a second.
Yeah, I'm
he's
sorry,
just like,
man.
We wouldn't be able to hop if there was such thing as gravity. Like, I don't think you're fully understanding what we're talking about.
Like I said, what are birds then? Hang gliders. Nope, gravity's fake.
And world peace. That was also like Jose Escamilla's thing, too. Remember, he wanted to do that day of peace in the world.
Oh, yeah.
That's right, because of that little girl. Dang it, now you made us sad again?
So we got to go. Now I have to carry on the legacy. So if you see me hopping in your town, join in. But our next extraordinary power is one suggested by our own Rob Oakey and was featured on the program Stan Lee's Superhumans. And this is a program where Stan Lee tells you who he is in the introduction, but the entirety of the show centers on a guy named Daniel Browning Smith, also known as the world's most flexible man.
Oh,
he's very flexible.
That's where I know him from. Okay.
He can do that pelvis thing we were talking about earlier.
Oh. Yeah, yikes.
He searches the world for real-life superhumans, and one of the more remarkable ones he finds is a man from Poland named Miroslav Magola, who has the power of psychokinesis.
Miroslav claims he uses psychokinesis to hold objects to his skin. Psychokinesis literally means mind movement. So far, science has been unable to prove or disprove Miroslav's claims. I'm eager to get started, but Miroslav needs to get his mind ready. Miroslav was a political refugee. That's when he started to explore the power of his mind.
In 1988, I was in a refugee camp in Germany, and I started experimenting a lot with yoga and meditation. Then one night, when I was in the kitchen, things started sticking to my body. The first object that stuck to me was a soldier's tin cup. After that, I started to hone my skills and focus my mind on making other materials stick to me.
Yes. He has honed the power of being very sticky. And so far, this is the most useless of the skills. This isn't. I thought this would be more like Magneto flinging stuff around, but this guy can stick things to himself.
That can be kind of useful. Like, you're not going to drop stuff as easily. Like, it sounds safe. You should like it because it sounds like
hands.
Safety.
He can use your hands for other things if you need to carry a tin bowl around the room or whatever this guy's doing.
Or if you need someone to rub your sticky plates, and it just sticks immediately, so he gets all his wishes granted like instantly.
You turn this knob with one hand as you stroke the stick plate with the other, and when you feel that stick, you leave that knob in the position it was in.
Is that what he's doing?
You know what?
Joshua P. Warren's going to make a wish on this dude's forehead. No, that's not what he's doing.
No, that kind of makes sense because he's meditating. He's focusing his power, like the power of your mind, and then it sticks.
Wow. Okay.
You know?
All right. I see the connection.
Fuck.
This guy's going to end up on his curio shop in a second. Don't say
this
that.
This guy's going to end up on Joshua P. Warren's fucking podcast is what's
Joshua P. Warren is going to recruit him for the X-Men is what's going to happen.
No, he's going to harness his skin for some weird special wishing machine for the devil. I don't want to think about that.
Oh, he can do that with the skin, but it's all in the mind, so that's what he needs to harness.
All he's harnessing now is trying to get some ratings for Stan Lee because he's on this show. And this Miroslav guy, he charges up his Prada or his Force, and he is ready now to show Stan Lee's flexible friend the power of psychokinesis.
Miroslav's now ready to show me what he can do. But first, I want to check the bowls and pans for myself. They're real. They're pretty heavy, too. It's hard to believe what I'm seeing, but Miroslav has only just started. I can't figure out how he's doing it, and the pans just keep getting bigger and heavier.
I can pick up objects of different sizes made from different materials. The heaviest thing I've ever picked up is a marble plate, and it weighed 4.5 pounds.
Wow. I don't know what to say after seeing this guy, because bowls of all shapes and sizes, they just stick to his foreheads and his hands. It's unbelievable.
It is incredible to watch, but more than that, what's distracting me is this guy's voice. This is the way he talks. I can't.
Well, this is destined to become a new poll results classic here.
I want to check the bowls and pans for myself.
Not the ones we talk about here. You don't want to, buddy. But
I think he does. He sounds interested to me.
Just don't check David Huggins' bowl.
Bowls, he made it back. It's becoming some weird callback fest. Now we got the bowls involved here. And
sticky plates and pans.
The host is kind of uncertain because this guy, it does look very strange. We'll have pictures of this. This guy, like, bowls just stick to his head, his hands, pretty much just those two. He doesn't really try much else.
All different types of bowls, though. He does like a plastic bowl, does a metal bowl. He said that he did.
Really?
He said that he did a marble plate or something at one point.
I thought it was all just metal. I was like, oh, so the guy's got a magnet.
No,
God forbid this guy ends up on a spaceship. His face is gonna look like a petri dish. Making sure the host tries to make sure that these aren't some kind of trick bowls, and he tries to stick the bowls to his own head.
Miroslav may seem impressive, but it looks like he might be using suction to lift the pans. Could his skin be different to yours and mine?
Velvety, soft. Normal forehead, I gotta try my forehead now.
If it's not his skin, maybe if I concentrate hard enough, I'll be able to do it too.
Nothing. It's like my forehead's repelling the bowl. I don't know how he does it.
Yes, the bowl rejects him. He can't do it. He tries to get down there, and the other guy does have a bit of advantage. He has a shaved head, like he's completely bald. He has to push his hair back to try to stick bowls on his head.
Do you think that has something to do with it? You think the baldness is adding to his ability?
I don't know.
I think that the flexible guy just has got too greasy of a forehead. He needs to just like wash his face or something.
Well, he's a bendy guy. He's not a sticky guy. You know, he's the most
still.
bendable. His thing is bending.
Yeah,
I don't know why
he's
he's
forehead over. He could bend his forehead over the lid or something, pick it up like some weird way.
Yeah, he's trying to use the wrong power here. He needs to use. He should try to bend this thing, and then maybe that'll work.
Well, I'm sure he is. I'm sure we all are. We're probably wondering, how does he do it? So let's find out.
So how do you do it?
It sounds unbelievable, but when I shut my eyes and concentrate, I start to see bright lights. They look like the northern lights in the North Pole. When I see the lights, I focus on picking up the object, and that's when I know I can do it. It's then the objects stick to my skin.
So you believe that you use your mind to pick these objects up?
I can't explain it. I hope the scientist will be able to tell me more.
So Aurora Borealis. Oh, okay, I'll stop there. He says he actually sees the northern lights in his head, and then boom, it's sticky time.
That's pretty cool, though, because, I mean, do we know? I don't know. Again, we're not a scientist, so I don't know how Aurora Borealis works, but I don't know. Maybe there's something to that with, like, the mental energy, like the electricity we were talking about. Yeah,
that's like getting lit up like a white mortar thing or a molten man. Like his mind is becoming the white molten man, and he's seeing Aurora Borealis, and then boom, why are things sticking to him? Why did he practice it?
It does sound like what you would imagine it would be like if you had superpowers. Like you would just kind of close your eyes and just think about it, and
focus.
Then something
fly or shoot a laser out or something. I wouldn't, and then I'm going to stick this thing on my head. What?
Yeah, I don't even, he said that like he figured it out by accident in the kitchen when like a cup just stuck to him or something. How
he wasn't even thinking
happen?
about it then. I mean, he must have been meditating at that moment, but I don't know. Maybe it had something to do with, because he said it was a soldier's tin cup.
Yeah.
What is he gonna? I don't know. What is he gonna do? If he could somehow pull off robbing a bank or something, it'd be impressive. I don't know how he's gonna.
Oh shit! Sticky bandits.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. Yeah, he can just run through houses and everything sticks to him. But he's. We just heard him in that last clip saying that he is looking to see if science has an answer for this strange and useless ability. So he is taken to a man named Dr. David Lewis, a neurophysiologist at Mind Labs, not my lab.
Oh.
And Miroslav, the sticky man, he is hooked to a computer to monitor his brain and also any changes in his vital signs and skin temperature. And these results will amaze you.
The results of the test are unexpected. There is an increase of brain activity, but what's caught Dr. Lewis's eye are the changes in Miroslav's vital signs while he picked up the ball. Dr. Lewis has discovered that Miroslav is exhibiting an incredible ability to control unconscious and automatic body functions using the power of his mind.
So we are seeing physiological changes in the body when the hand was actually in the air, defying gravity.
Miroslav increased his skin's electrical conductivity and temperature by an impressive 2 degrees. His skin really does appear to take on new characteristics, giving him the ability to attract solid objects.
So it is like he's changing his own makeup of his skin, like almost shape-shifting to be able to do more useless things that he can just pick him up himself with. But it's very interesting. It's unbelievable. And actually, I've been skipping. I know you a lot of bowl connoisseurs out there. Play Soundboard 3 and 4.
My forehead's repelling the ball. I don't know how he does it.
That was a little dirty. I don't know about this one, though.
Wally picked up the ball.
Thank you. As this guy's talking, I'm like, how have we not clipped this guy's voice yet? It's perfect.
No, every bowl he said is clipped. Don't worry. That's in the file. I don't think you can beat the first one. Play the first one again.
I want to check the bowls and pans for myself.
Please don't.
God,
Please don't. You're not going to be happy with what you find in there.
We got a whole season worth of clips just out of or sound. Poll results with that. Oh, boy.
I would love to hear him reacting too, checking out the bulls. Like if it was David Huggins' bulls, he's like, I was repelled by the bulls.
So just like the other two people we've talked about, or things we talked about, science does seem to prove something here, that something is changing in this man's body, given the ability to be sticky. So what do you guys think?
I guess it kind of is useless, but it's definitely the most remarkable as far as like a mutation thing, the closest thing to being like an X-Men type. Well, I mean, I guess getting shocked by lightning and then being able to talk to dead spirits is a little bit more impressive.
And not flying.
Yeah, that's remarkable. Again, EVP.
But yeah, I think this is still pretty cool. The fact that he can even raise his body temperature by 2 degrees and just all of it's mental. I think it's impressive.
Yeah, you like it, Rob? You want to be able to stick stuff on your face?
I think it's really cool. I think the fact that they were able to hook those things up to him and actually see these responses in that machine, and that he was able to raise his body temperature 2 degrees and make his skin more electroconductive or whatever, that's really weird and cool that he's able to do it.
Yeah.
Never heard of anything like that.
He got to be on TV with a guy who knows Stan Lee, and Stan Lee kind of maybe heard about him.
Well, I mean, you have the two of these guys together. You have Sticky Man, and then you have
Flexi Man.
Flexi Man. So all you need is a couple more guys, and you can put together a pretty decent, mediocre actually superhero
Yeah, you got
team.
lightning psychic guys.
Get the lightning psychic, and we need some muscle. Maybe we'll
Just
find
a
some
question,
muscle.
just to clarify as to
here.
why you want to put it on your face.
Oh.
And just to clarify, Dave, about why you'd want to put it on your face.
Yeah, when I tried to put it on my face, play Soundboard 3, and all that happened was...
My forehead's repelling the ball. I don't know how he does it.
Wow. So I got to use it.
Oh, man.
All right.
I don't even know what to say anymore.
Maybe we'll find the fourth for our team here, because I have one final story for this evening. It involves a 21-year-old man named Don Decker, who in 1983 was granted a furlough from jail to attend his grandfather's funeral. And this was a very difficult time for Mr. Decker because he claims that his grandfather had abused him since the age of 7. Not wanting to be with his family after this funeral, Don spent the night at the house of friends Bob and Janie Kiefer. And strange things started to happen.
It was at the Kiefer's home that all the uneasy feelings stirred up at his grandfather's funeral came back to haunt Don. Suddenly, the air around him vibrated with a deep chill. Almost simultaneously, water began to drip from the living room walls. Don fell into an eerie, trance-like state.
Jeannie? Yeah? Have you got water running back there? No. Come take a look at this.
At a total loss, they decided to notify the landlord, Ron Van Hoy.
Hey, Bob, what's up?
Thanks. We got a leak here.
When Ron arrived, he was just as puzzled as the Kiefers about the cause of the problem.
And look, it's on the walls, too.
Sure is. We decided that maybe, some plumbing, but there were no pipes in the front end of the house to leak.
Plumbing's in the back.
There was basically nothing there that the water could have come from.
It could be some condensation or ice melting, something like that.
After watching it for a while, I discovered that it wasn't only coming from the ceiling down. It could come from the wall over or from the floor up. There was no basic direction that it was coming from. It could come from anywhere.
Yeah, so after this, Don Decker goes through this. He's at his friend's house, and it's raining inside. Rain from the ceiling, from the floor, sideways from the wall. This is very peculiar.
That kind of happened to me like last night. It was raining really hard, and then it just started raining from the ceiling.
Inside?
Yeah, because there was a leak.
This is not a leak. This is not a leak.
Because it's not raining outside. during this time for this guy.
Not at all. And you heard, you could tell probably from that this was featured on Unsolved Mysteries.
Oh, yes, the lovely velvety smooth
voice, man.
Robert Stack.
Sounds so
I had
good.
to close it with a good one like this, a good classic Robert Stack Unsolved Mysteries, and this one is one of my favorites. And you heard that guy, the landlord, Ron. He's not sure what to do, going to his tenant's house, and this guy's there, and it's raining inside, so he calls the cops, and officers...
Arrest this rain immediately.
He does. He calls the cops, and officers Bojan and Wolbert arrive to investigate the house.
Officer Bojan didn't know what to make of the strange scene inside the Kiefer house. He brought in his partner, patrolman Richard Wolbert.
At this point, he was telling me, I just want you to walk into the house. And I said, well, I'm not walking into the house unless you explain to me what I'm walking into. He says, trust me, just walk into the house. I walked in the door, and he came right in behind me, and I couldn't have got 2 steps inside the front door, and I was absolutely pelted.
You have a broken pipe? There are no pipes.
We were standing just inside the front door, and then there's a droplet of water traveling horizontally, and it just passed right between us and just traveled out into the next room.
All the time.
At this point, officers Bojan and Wolbert left to report the incident to the police chief.
I can't force you to go.
While the Kiefers and Don Decker, who'd gone hours without food, walked across the street to get something to eat, Ron Van Huy and his wife remained behind.
A lot of characters.
They left, and everything else left too. The rain stopped. The house was normal. We were kind of thinking that maybe it was coming from them, and we weren't sure at that time which one.
Yeah, so what happens is Don and the friends, they leave, and the rain stops. But now you have police officers who experience this rain inside, and there are like 7 people in this house. There's Don, Bob and Janie, landlord Ron, his wife Romaine, and now Bojan and Wolbert. All are in here.
None of these sound like real people. None of those
I know, it
sound
sounds
like
almost like a movie like Clue or something, where just these like really awesome fictitious names. I love it.
Bojan and Romaine were in the rain
Romaine,
room.
oh my God. And their daughter Marinara, who knows?
What a weird thing to call the cops for.
Yeah, like I said, it's raining. Like, that's my first thought. It's like, I need some law enforcement.
What would
now.
you do if something that strange is happening in, what is it, 1983 inside your house? If it's raining? Yeah,
I
you're
don't
like,
know. I would get to a
know.
motel. I'd be like, fuck this. I'm calling a plumber. Someone's got to check this shit out. Like, not a police officer's not going to know what to do about water.
Yeah, they don't. But they are, I don't know, they're all taken as great witnesses, and they are in this. But as you heard, the rain stopped because Don and his 2 friends, they had left to go grab a bite to eat at a nearby pizzeria that was owned by a woman named Pan Scrofano.
Oh, my goodness.
And earlier that day, she had actually witnessed the rain in the home a few hours earlier. So maybe you've got 8 witnesses. But when they go to her pizzeria, Pam is convinced that Don Decker is possessed.
You look, Donnie, and he was like in a trance. He would look at you, but not knowing that you were there. I said to Jeannie, I said, he's got to be possessed. We sitting there. A couple seconds later, there's water all over the pizzeria, too.
You have a crucifix? Hey. You have a crucifix? No.
I've never seen anything like that happen in my life. So I went in the cash register. I had a crucifix there. I took it out, put it on him, and the minute, I put it on him, touched the skin, and he got burned.
It burned. Just leave
Cross burned him, and it turned black. There's no way that anybody could have played a joke like that. This was real. Donnie was doing it himself. And he was doing it without realizing it, that he was doing it.
Even Don Decker had begun to believe that he was somehow responsible. The rain in the restaurant was the final straw.
And now it's stopping.
Yeah, so it's Don himself. He is the Rain Man. He somehow has some weird ability to, his rain is just appearing in this weird time of grief in his life.
Yeah, that's really interesting. I've heard about times like that, moments of trauma, and usually with, younger people, adolescents, children. I mean, like the whole Matilda thing, where it's like you get really amped up emotionally and you can make weird shit happen.
Yeah,
this is really weird, though.
Yeah.
He is really amped up. And it's so convincing because there are so many witnesses. I mean, a pizzeria, they're not messing around. There's no way that it starts raining randomly in a pizzeria.
No, that's going to ruin all of the ingredients. Why
all
would you
of
want
the pizza.
Nobody likes soggy pizza. Yeah, everybody, come on, we could all agree on that.
He got shuffled out of there real quick. And the good tip there, keep a crucifix in the cash register. I never thought of that. Like, that's a good idea. You never know when it might start raining.
Yeah. Well, also, if somebody comes to rob you, then they open the cash register and then they see the crucifix.
A vampire robs you? You ready? You got a stake in there?
I thought that he would,
Silver
find
bullets.
religion and be like, oh, shit, I should repent.
Is that like a pizzeria thing? Do they all have crucifixes underneath the cash register?
Well,
or
if they're
in the cash
Italian,
register?
they're usually Italians or Catholic.
Hey, look, Pam Scrofano's on it. She is able to figure this out. And once this realization that Don was the source of this mysterious rain, once this realization set in, his friend Jeannie did not take it well, which led to Don exhibiting another special power, one that we actually discussed earlier.
This is your fault. You made it rain in the living room. You made it rain at Pam's place. This is all your fault. It's you, Johnny. You're the one that's doing this, and you have to make it stop. What is that?
The pots and pans that were over the stove, they started rattling. So when I got levitated off the floor, it was just like floating. And it was like a push. But it wasn't like somebody taking your hand and pushing you. It was like feeling it all over your body at one. And I'm a big guy, you know. I always have been assertive, and that made me felt like a newborn. I'm scared right now just talking about it, really. But
yeah, his powers of double. Now he's levitating around the room.
Dude,
it does sound very much like a
listen to him.
possession. I know. I did see you guys enjoyed her saying it made it rain so much.
Yeah. It's like, why would you be so mad about something like that?
It made me think of a strip club and just somebody making it rain in a strip club.
You made it rain, Donnie.
Donnie the Rain Man. Yeah, he always makes it rain, but no, not in a good way. Like they got soggy strippers and soggy ones after that. It's not good.
Ew.
No, at this point,
$1 bills.
At this point, everyone involved thinks that Don Decker is most likely possessed and in need of an exorcism. But after being turned away by almost every church in the area, an evangelical preacher agreed to perform the ceremony. So let's hear if the exorcism of Don Decker worked.
Who art in heaven?
As she started to pray, Donnie went into like a convulsion. He started to shake. He pulled himself up into like a ball. The longer she prayed, he started to relax then.
His whole body seemed to quiet completely down. And as you're standing there watching this, you could feel the house itself seemed to take on a total different feeling.
And by the time she got done praying, the water was gone. And that was the last that we saw of any water at the house at all.
All right, maybe it was just a possession. Am I pulling a fast one here, trying to say this is a superpower? Is this just a possession?
No, I think it's the other way around. I think that he wasn't possessed. I think he has the ability to manifest things with his emotions without being possessed by like a demon or something. Why don't they give him a little credit?
But how does that explain the crucifix thing, of the crucifix burning him and leaving a black mark on him?
Oh, it was just hot.
They kept it in the pizza oven.
Yeah,
it was in the cash register.
Is there such thing as like a water demon? Is that like a thing?
Actually, yeah, that is a thing in certain cultures, but I didn't know there was one in like Catholic Italian
a water
culture.
baby? He's got a water baby on him?
It could just be like a very rare water demon that, we don't usually get them in the States, but
elementals.
Yeah.
See, I'm of the school of thought that just because something can possess, it doesn't mean it's demonic. And another brief tangent, that it's not necessarily the religious object that hurts the entity. It's the faith placed in the object and the purity of thought.
Yes.
So it all comes back to the mental issue.
And she had that faith behind that instrument. If you're keeping them in the cash register, you're ready to roll. It's like keeping a shotgun under there.
There you go. Spiritual shotgun.
It's hard for me to dismiss the crucifix burn, though, because that shouts demonic activity to me. Like, what else would be so against a crucifix?
Anything.
You just gave me the idea. No, I'm going to start a competitive podcast of Dreamy Leonard's Cajun Demonologist. I'm going to be Russ the Cajun Demonologist.
Yes.
Spiritual shotgun. And I bet you I could take all his listeners to be great.
If you ever want a co-host on there at any
For
time.
spiritual shotgun.
All right, everybody, we have Mr. Jared. That's not good.
I'll be the occasional co-host, Paranormal
There you go.
Priestess.
Oh, yeah.
Wielding
Coming
the
at you,
spiritual
shotgun 2021. But I don't know if you guys were mentioning earlier, when he had to go to this funeral, he was on a furlough from being in jail. So this was a little time off he had from jail for some kind of minor taking stolen items charge.
Okay.
But after this happens, he gets the exorcism. Don Decker has to return to jail. But the rain followed.
They put me in a maximum security cell, and I was in there with another inmate. And I was thinking, I wish I'd make it rain in here. And all of a sudden, water just started coming out of a concrete floor. And at that point, I thought I could do stuff.
What are you doing? You throwing water into the cell walls from the sink or from the toilet or something? Huh?
I can control it.
This time it was different. This time Don felt powerful. He realized he could manipulate the rain at will.
You can control the rain.
Yeah, he can control it. It is possible. I don't know, maybe with some help from Beelzebub or whatever he's doing here, he is the Rain Man. He can actually control it himself.
It's pretty cool. It seems to just mostly annoy people so far, but it seems also
he was
it's
annoying
it's
his cellmate. He was getting his cellmate wet till he got kicked out. That was the guard yelling at him.
Cellmate wet by making
What are you
it rain.
doing? Pulling the toilet over the sink? What's going on here, man?
Is that it? Is that what you're doing? That's gross.
Oh, man. What a weird thing to do. Why would somebody be pouring the water from the toilet onto the wall? That doesn't
I'm
make
using
any
the
sense.
rain
It's
powers.
some mentally unstable people sometimes. They're just going to
Yeah, I
fling
guess.
their poo like a monkey.
That's true.
I do like him as the fourth for this power team. This is pretty good. I think we got it together. He's our elemental.
Oh, man, you got to keep the rain guy away from the lightning guy, though.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Or maybe they can combine
He's
their
a
powers and
psychic.
just, like,
He'll know. He's fine.
Yeah, maybe if
Yeah.
they work together, it's twice as effective.
Yes, I like this. I like this a lot.
Yeah.
But that guard who had witnessed the rain in Don Decker's cell, he doesn't believe that he can actually make it rain. But we know Big Daddy Don can make it rain. And the guard challenges him to prove it.
I tell you what, if you can control the rain, make it rain in the warden's office. Make it rain in Dave Keenhold's office.
I was sitting at the desk and I was writing a report. At the time, I didn't feel anything. My shirt was drooping down.
Yeah, come in. Excuse me, warden. I was just down talking to
I didn't know what was going on, and the officer told me to look at my shirt.
It's a brand new shirt.
And right here on about the center of my sternum, about 4 inches long, 2 inches wide, I was just saturated with water.
And he said he could make it
I was
rain
startled.
if he wanted it to.
I was scared.
could make it rain.
So was the officer. The officer was very frightened at that particular time. I just didn't have an explanation of why it happened.
Okay, he didn't make it rain in Dave Keenhold's office, but he did get his shirt very wet.
This is too perfect. I love it. It's a wet t-shirt contest, and he's making it rain all over the place. It's too good.
Hey, look, when
perfect
you're in
storm.
jail, you'll take a wet t-shirt Dave Keenhold. That's all you get? That's fine.
Oh, God. Yeah, it's prison. You can take what you can get.
What a weird way to prove your power, to just make a little bit
I
of
can
his
get
shirt
Dave
wet.
Keenhold's shirt wet. He's like, all right, I guess I'll go check on him. Dave, you all right? He's like, I'm fine. My new shirt,
the hell?
Dad.
And every time you put on a new shirt, it gets wet. Like, I'm beginning to see this as being kind of useful.
Maybe Dave Keenhold's just a sweaty dude, and he was just like, oh, no, how'd that get there? All right, whatever. No, I believe in the rain powers. I do. And this guy, this warden, Dave Keenhold, he was so disturbed by this wet shirt incident that he had a clergyman named Reverend Blackburn, no relation to Lyle, come to the prison to pray over Don. And after some time, whatever was possessing Don, it just left. Here are the final words on this from a now demon and rain power free Don Decker and a paranormal investigator who worked on this case named Chip Decker. Is Chip related to Don? I don't know. Let's find out.
Well, it's over, and it hasn't happened again. So basically, I'm just hoping that it never will. And I just, go day by day. And as for my grandfather, I think what had happened was his doing, because he abused me when I was young. He got a chance to abuse me again.
I think what makes this case very unique is that all of the witnesses are so credible.
We're dealing with very good, well-seasoned police officers that were obviously rather frightened and shaken by this, but also had the powers of observation.
Chip Decker, no relation to Don, and Peter Jordan are the principal paranormal researchers on this case. They believe that somewhere there is information as yet undiscovered which may help them unravel this mystery.
The Donald Decker case, the Rainboy case, is by far the singularly most fascinating and important case I have ever personally been involved in. That does not mean that I believe that it necessarily is proof positive to me of demonic infestation, but is the case in my own personal experience up to this point that comes the closest to that hypothesis.
Yeah, it's a very credible case. And Don Decker, his life went on. Chip Decker, I don't know, no relation. I don't know so much about him.
Yeah.
But having 9 witnesses to something this amazing, man, what do you think, Treya?
Well, first of all, when he first said it, I thought he said wetnesses, that they're very credible wetnesses. so I had that
paranormal wetness. That's a new show.
What about the wetness?
Yeah, so I got a little distracted by that. But overall, yeah, I don't think, again, that it was demonic possession. Like, yeah, Rob has a point about the cross. But like I said, it could just be very well that was just a protective amulet to that lady. I don't know. I think that instead of making it rain with water, it was just like his tears from being abused.
And he says in the ending there that he thinks it was his grandfather's spirit trying to abuse him from beyond the grave. Imagine you finally break free of an abusive a family member and you end up having a very troubled childhood. You end up in jail and then you have to get out of jail and then his ghost is messing with you, but then you rain on him. You make it rain on him.
I was not expecting that little tie-in at the end, that this was going to be like some sort of abuse story, because that was kind of out of left field, I felt like. And I don't really agree with them. I don't think that this was his grandfather. I think if it was his grandfather, it would have been more of like traditional haunting style, unless his grandfather had some sort of connection to the rain or like was some like installed, I don't know, like fire sprinklers in the ceilings
like
for people or something.
Maybe he like abused him by like throwing water on him all the time.
Yeah, like waterboarded him or something. I don't know. Yeah. It does. I don't understand where the connection is between his grandfather and this weird water phenomenon.
It's the emotional thing, I think.
I think that's what it is.
Yeah.
I think it's a weird manifestation of highly, highly charged emotions and depression and hatred and rain and all just come together. And I like that. I've loved this story. I've been wanting to find a way to talk about this for a long time on here. So yeah, now he's on, I guess, the Unbelievable Super Team as it is. And I want to say everyone, be sure and answer this week's poll. What super ability would you want? Would you want to be a lightning psychic or levitation, bowls on your face, or be the rainmaker? Go to unbelieverspodcast.com and let's get out. Super team, but that's a band called Telekinesis. We didn't really cover that. There was no good telekinesis. Psychokinesis, as far as the bowl guy goes, but yeah, that's our look on unbelievable humans. This will have to be a series because I know there's way more people like this that we can find with these uncanny abilities, strange powers dawned to them by nature or by curse or by birthright,
or abuse.
Oh yeah. There's a really weird range of ways that you can get magical powers. I didn't realize that.
Yeah, and none of them are intentional. Don't try to give yourself superpowers.
Well, the one guy, he was able to stick stuff on himself just by thinking about it a lot.
True. Although, was that really what he was trying to do? He's just like,
those guys are hopping around. No one abused those guys who are hopping around.
No, but the last guy was abused. That's it.
Well, I mean, Sticky Man was born with it, though. Like, Sticky Guy he just unlocked it one day somehow, or realized that he had it. He never had, there was no traumatic experience or, lightning strike that brought that power out of him. He was just one day, it's like, oh, shit. Shit sticks to me.
Just mental.
I feel like that guy could do anything, and he just like wasted his time doing something. Like he could be doing all of
He
these.
should be
probably
a
better.
millionaire.
Well,
Definitely better.
I want him to push it to the limit. Like if he puts his hand on the wall like Spider-Man, can he like suction
Oh, dude,
to the
yeah.
wall and like climb the side
Climb
of a wall?
shit.
And does it
They
work
already
with his
got
feet
those
too?
guys. They already got those guys. We'll have to save those for next time. 'Cause I definitely saw. Of course, Stan Lee found anyone who could do parkour to be their Spider-Man of it. So you know those are there. But let's move on now. The Unbelievers voice mailbag.
The Unbelievers mailbag.
Ooh, right in the mailbag.
Hey man, check your mailbox.
Hey, you got some new mail over here.
Mailbag. The mailbag is cool. Mailbag.
Sup, bitches? It's mail time.
All right, we got a quick mailbag for this evening, but we do have a really fun one. Rob, you want to play this week's voice mailbag?
Yes, let's check it out. Here we go.
Hey, Unbelievers, Russ, Jay, and Rob. This is the Wombat Preservationist.
Hey,
and
what's up?
Solo movie review. This one put my wife to bed like my couch put me to bed last time. We watched Mars Attacks, fantastic movie by Tim Burton, 1996.
It's a great movie. How you
This
fall
movie's
asleep?
got everybody in it. Jack
Multiple
Nicholson plays two roles, which I thought was fun.
Jack Black.
So basically, Martians come
Jim
down.
Brown.
They pretend like they want some peace, and then they fucking kill everybody. And Americans, as we generally are, kind of dumb and let them do it a couple times. And then, like most alien movies, the Martians have a weird ass weakness. Like in Signs, you throw water on them and they die. This one, they react to yodeling, I believe.
Oh yeah, I forgot that yodeling was the key to that movie.
All in all, it's a great movie. Tom Jones has a, I don't know, fucking breakout role as far as cinema goes.
That National Lampoon's Vegas.
Fucking incredible. I don't know. This one I'll rate. My wife forgot to rate it. Freddy vs. Jason.
Make with the rods.
So, as far as rods go, I don't know. This movie is kind of creepy in that regard. Sarah Jessica Parker's kind of hot until she gets her head put on a dog. That's weird.
That is
weird. Very cool.
Also, the creepy freaking alien imposter
I thought he fell
lady
asleep.
is
yeah.
strange and has pointy boobs.
Sure.
So I don't know, like one rod out of
right.
5, I
What?
guess. And then for, I would say, I give it 5 acts. Pretty
There we go.
stellar
Pretty good.
movie.
5
Got a
acts.
lot of star power behind it. You got Danny
The effects are
DeVito,
great.
you
The
got
music is
Pierce
amazing.
Brosnan,
It's well
you
done.
got Tom Jones, you got Jack Nicholson twice. You got
the president, the Vegas
fucking, you got so many people. Jack Black is in it. I forgot that.
There you go.
He dies really quick.
Whatever, guys. Have a great night.
We will. Thank you.
That's it. That's
It
it.
All right. Thanks a lot.
That's the best way. I'm going to end all my phone calls like that in the future. Click.
Just like an Irish exit.
I guess you see. I guess the Wombat family is a little tired. At least Wombat Preservation has made it all the way through. But of course, I love Mars Attacks. I was gonna forget. That's more like an overlooked kind of Tim Burton movie. For
It's
me.
great. It's yeah,
great
definitely one of my favorites.
It's one of my favorites from when I was younger, for sure. It was one of those movies where I remember watching it as a kid and being like, should I be allowed to watch this?
Oh man, It was weird what my mom did let us watch and what she was fine with, and things that she didn't let us watch. Like, she didn't like us watching The Simpsons or Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
That's wild, though.
But then she put on Terminator, no problem. And then, Martha, it was weird.
She'd be watching Beavis and Butthead and Martin. Sure. I gotta say, it's probably my second favorite movie based off a trading card set. So definitely love.
Is that what it's based off of? Is a trading card?
Yeah,
there's an old trading card set that was called Mars Attacks.
What's your second favorite trading card based movie?
That is my second favorite one.
Oh, what's your first one then?
Of course, Garbage Pail Kids, and that's this week's voicemail bag.
The Unbelievers mail bag.
Ooh, right in the mailbag.
Hey, man, check your mailbox.
Hey, you got some new mail over here.
Mailbag. The mailbag is cool. Mailbag.
Sup, bitches? It's mail time. Woo!
Longer. Next season. Longer. Send us in some voicemails if you're just saying mailbag. That's all you have to do. The number's there. You can get it. Give us some more calls. But let's get to the end here. It's time for everyone's third favorite segment, poll results. This week's poll, what's going on in Antarctica? And the choices are ancient alien bases, secret military programs, we don't know, or other. I'm going to ask you, Drea Mora, what do you think the Unbelievers said?
We don't know.
What about you, Rob?
We don't know.
No, you're both wrong. With 8% of the vote, secret military programs.
You're probably right, actually.
We don't know.
That's true.
Is that they're saying they think they're the actual dumbs, the deep underground military bases, not deep underground monster bases?
Monster bases.
Oh, well, and of course there are others. What's going on in Antarctica? Rob is about to uncover the significance of a hot bush. Oh, he didn't sign off.
That's a good one.
That's a very good one. They didn't sign off, though. What's going on in Antarctica? Too many Nick Weirds there. You don't know much about it, so come here and check this out. Signed, of course, Unbeliever Carol.
Yes.
Which our hearts go out to Unbeliever Carol with the Rona. Keep her in your thoughts, please. She can't taste anything.
Get well
it's very
soon,
terrible.
please.
But give her a clips, please.
And a guy named Nick Weird.
Nice to meet you. I'm Nick Weird.
Nick Weird?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
Use your head, brother.
yeah, I don't know about you. Don't know much about it as close as we can get, but of course we can.
Hey, come here and check this out.
Thank you, Carol. Please get better. Get your fingers better. Get your covers better. What's going on in Antarctica? The walls of the Meow Meow were covered with something similar to ejaculate from southern Darth Vader's damn bowl. Signed, Kosher Leviathan. The walls of the Meow Meow. Oh my God, covered
That's
to
adorable.
something similar to what?
I want to check the bowls and pans for myself.
Okay. There you go. You got a new bowl clip. You didn't even ask for it. What's going on in Antarctica? I think that is where they are hiding all the candy corn. Signed, JL. You know what? It might be where they take it there every year. They bring it out every Halloween.
That makes
I
sense
like that.
because nobody wants it, and it should go where nobody
Goes back
is.
every
You
year.
guys don't like
Kids
candy
get it
corn?
I like
Chalky,
I love it.
gross.
Send it to me.
It's
I'll move to
it.
Antarctica with all the candy corns there. What's going on in Antarctica? Ice, like cold, and snow and ice. Signed, Outlaw. That's probably the best answer, the most honest answer we'll get. Thank you, Outlaw. Yes, just a bunch of ice and snow. What is going on in Antarctica? Schindler's Alien Buddies. And then there's 3 chicken emotes, and it says, why would I lie about that? Signed Phantom. Good one, Phantom.
Why would I lie about something like that?
All right, thank you, Phantom. What's going on in Antarctica? Latest intel says... Wait, God damn it. I'm sorry, I keep fucking this up. What's going on in Antarctica? Latest intel says they're all just chilling. Signed, Sergeant Sarge Sargy Sargentson. Thank you, Sarge. What is
this? Is the latest, greatest intel.
They're all just chilling. That makes sense. I like that. You're in the lead, Sergeant.
Yes.
What's going on in Antarctica? You're a goddamn liar. Freddy escaped his freezer and lives there because you cannot see the aliens from the satellites. Oh,
Okay.
Great one, but you didn't sign off. But hey, we'll give you the clips because
You are a goddamned liar.
yeah, and he says Freddy escaped his freezer and lives there because
We cannot see the jellyfish from satellites. So,
Jellyfish.
you forget how great that is. But you didn't sign off. What's going on in Antarctica? Dude asked me what's the best gaming computer, and I pointed and said, this is the latest, greatest Intel. Signed, Best Buy employee man.
Well, what did he point to?
Ding, ding, ding. He pointed to the...
This is the latest, greatest Intel.
An Intel computer,
It's
you know?
an Intel.
Oh, God, I'm dumb.
Best Buy employee man, hot on the scene.
That's great.
You're in the lead. That's a great one. What's going on in Antarctica? So this 800,000-year-old alien comes up to me and asks, "Are you Homo sapiens?" And I say, "Yes, I am gay." Signed Blue Box UFO.
That was good.
That was very good. He put the Homo and Homo sapien. Sapien.
Yes, I am gay.
Okay. Wow, everyone's killing this week. Thank you, Blue Box UFO. What's going on in Antarctica? I don't fucking know. Probably ham sandwiches or tuna sandwiches. Interview will be about golden rice. Wow. Bookish Man. Thank you, Bookish Man. Give me the business because he wants to
Ham
know.
sandwiches or tuna sandwiches.
He's tired of our questions. He's just saying,
interview me about golden rice.
oh, man. Bookish Man, thank you. It's going to be so hard this week. What's going on in Antarctica? Weatherman says it's going to snow down there today. Yay! Signed the Wombat Preservationist. Wait, what's he say?
The weather report says it's going to snow tomorrow.
Yay! And wait, he mashed up two ones. Who says it's going to snow tomorrow?
Don't be afraid. I'm not going to hurt you. I'm the weatherman.
Oh, good one, Wombat Preservationist, getting it in there. God, it's so good this week. What's going on in Antarctica? There was this continent, and on this continent is a bowl. I was supposed to ejaculate into the bowl. Signed, Harley Warren.
He's going to ejaculate into the whole continent this time?
We went to this room. There was this bowl on this table, and I was supposed to ejaculate into the bowl.
That bowl's not sticking to my forehead, Harley. That's not happening. I'm sticking with that guy.
It might.
What's going on in Antarctica? It's just one big giant bowl waiting for Eric and his penis. Signed, signed Foo Dude. God, it really has become bowl results. It's getting out of hand. All right. He wants what?
Wally picked up the ball.
Yeah, we got new bowls. You don't even know it. But this bowl's waiting for...
We've been waiting for Eric and his penis.
Okay, thank you, Foo Dude. Always a great spin on the bowl. What's going on in Antarctica? Bro tip, never share your pocket portal with your bros. Remember, that's how a BMS football all got syphilis. Signed,
oh, no.
Signed bro down on me. BMS football got syphilis because of their pocket portals. Oh, great bro tip. Thank you, bro down on me. What's going on in Antarctica? The latest, greatest intel from the latest, greatest incels. Signed K. Mill. Everyone loves the greatest intel. I love this.
This is the latest, greatest intel.
From the latest, greatest incels. Thank you, K. Mill. What's going on in Antarctica? It's where David Whittlecock keeps his dick jokes. Signed, Green Finhawk. That's where he keeps them all. I remember he's got more than dick jokes. He has this.
And your farts would be very intoxicating.
Don't forget the fart jokes. That's
I don't know how I
his
forgot
thing.
about that. I did.
Also his thing. Thank you, Green Finhawk. What's going on in Antarctica? H.P. Lovecraft and R.C. Hoagland shared a bowl. David Wilcock was born. Oh, no.
What? Oh,
Lovecraft and Hoagland made Wilcock? That's from Pants Filler. Oh,
Do you
this
have
guy.
any bowls?
No, we want to make a Wilcock. Thank you so much to...
Be throwing up and filling my pants.
God, everyone's coming in hard tonight. Thank you so much, Pants Filler. What's going on in Antarctica? The Cabal does not like being wet. Signed, Madonna. Oh, you called her out. It was
okay.
It was actually Kabbalah. Rob was way off, but the Cabal, what?
But what about the wetness?
That's what they say. They don't like that wetness. We had wetness tonight. We had wet policemen. We had rain.
This episode's wet as fuck.
Hell yeah. What's going on in Antarctica? Deep underground monster bases featuring pocket portals. Signed, porn title namer guy. Whoa, all right. I want to see deep underground monster bases featuring pocket. Maybe I don't.
I don't think you do.
I like the gimmick, though. Porn title namer guy. We want to hear more of those. And finally, last one for this evening. What's going on in Antarctica? My custom video from Violet Monroe came in today. Now, where's that bowl? Oh, signed, corrupted, masked. You getting the last one in there?
This room, there was this bowl on this table, and I was supposed to ejaculate into the bowl.
I hate that that's the most popular soundboard clip.
It's crazy. Harley Ward, change it up next season, but let's enjoy it while we have it, because while we have bowl results, we'll roll with it. All right, let's go over some of the great ones we had this evening. Of course, what's going on in Antarctica. We had Unbeliever Carol with Too Many Nick Weirds there. You don't know much about it, so come here and check this out. You had Kosher Leviathan. The walls of the Meow Meow were covered with something similar to ejaculate from Southern Darth Vader's damn bowl. We had JL with, I think that's where they're hiding all the candy corn. You had Outlaw, ice, like cold and snow and ice, yes. We had Phantom with Schindler's Alien Buddies. Why would I lie about that? You had Sergeant Sargentson with latest intel says they're all just chilling. You had the Best Buy employee man. Dude asked me what is the best gaming console, and I pointed and said, this is the latest, greatest intel. We had Blue Box UFO. So this 800,000-year-old alien comes up to me and asks, are you Homo sapiens? And I say, yes, I am gay. Yet Bookish Man, I don't know, probably, I don't fucking know, probably ham sandwiches or tuna sandwiches. Interview me about golden rice. We had the Wombat Preservationist. Weatherman says it's going to snow out there today. Yay. Harley Warren did his bowl. We had Voodoo with it's just one giant bowl waiting for Eric and his penis. You had Bro Down on Me. Bro tip, never share your pocket portal with your bros. Remember, that's how BMS football all got syphilis. K-Mill, the latest greatest intel for the latest greatest incel. That's a great tagline. I don't know why I'm reading that over. Green Fithawk, it's where David Whittlecock keeps his dick jokes. We had Pants Filler, H.P. Lovecraft, and R.C. Hoagland shared a bowl. David Wilcock was born. Madonna, the cabal does not be like being wet. Porn title namer guy. Deep underground monster bases featuring pocket portals. And finally, Corrupted Mask with my custom video from Violet Monroe came in today. Now, where's that bowl? Oh, God. I'm exhausted. Drea Moro, who do you think won this week's poll?
Oh, my God. Parentheses, did the Bookish Man win this before at all? This year?
Bookish Man's come in before, I'm sure, but you pick from the heart. Doesn't matter if they won before.
Okay. Well, definitely Sargentson. The latest, greatest intel says they're all just chilling.
Right. And what about you, Rob? Who you got?
I really like the Best Buy employee who was trying to sell an intel. That was kind of funny. And I also like the bro down on me guy. I'd like
bro tip
from him.
The bro down on me guy.
Pocket portal. Yeah. Those are my two choices.
That was good.
All right, man, you're throwing so many of me. I'm sorry. I have to give it to Best Buy employee man.
Yeah. That was a good one.
Dude asked me what's the best gaming computer, and I pointed and said, this is the latest, greatest Intel. Congratulations, Best Buy employee man. You just won this week's poll results. All right, we come to the end of the show. But before we go, Drea Mora, do you have anything you want to say or plug?
Yeah, again, I guess my other podcast, Spirits and Spirits. We're on Instagram at Spirits and Spirits Pod. We're on everything, and we just released a pretty cool Halloween episode. So if you want to keep Halloween spooky vibes going, there's that.
Yeah, and if you want to get your Christmas vibes going, my plug is go join the Gift Exchange, the Secret Schneider Gift Exchange. This is 3 years running now. We're very excited. There's a post about it on Facebook, and we're going to start posting more on Instagram and Twitter. And it's just a fun gift exchange where you can be matched with another unbeliever, send some gifts, get some fun stuff yourself. Everyone loves it. It's a great time, and that's all I got to plug. What about you, Rob?
I will say you should also go and check out our Patreon. We just dropped a new Patreon episode today where we were talking about Amethyst Realm and her recent breakup that she's gone through. And we talked a little bit about Dream Leonard. And it was a fun one. So if you're not part of the Patreon, you should check out the Patreon just to check that episode out. We just dropped that one. And yeah, check out the Discord. The link to that is in the description. We have a cool community there where everybody is very active. There's always stuff going on in the Discord.
Big old chat room.
Yeah, big chat room. Tons of different stuff going on. So check that out. And yeah, check out my other podcast, Baby Yoda's Escape Pod, where we talk about The Mandalorian every week. Russ is on there with me, and it's a lot of fun.
All right. Well, the Unbelievers podcast hosts today were Drea Mora and me, Russ Ryan. Our producer and soundboard engineer is Rob Oakey. Go get our tarot cards at unbelievablepodcards.com. You can go and join our Patreon by going to patreon.com/unbelieverspodcast. You can follow us on Twitter at unbelieverspod and Instagram at unbelieverspodcast. Our official Facebook group is the Unbelievable Podcast Network. Check out our merch store at TeePublic. There is a link in the description. We got all kind of great stuff there. Thank you so much to our patrons: David Egelhoff, Pam Z, JT Spranklin, Vic Voss, Little BB, Dr. Ortega, Tyler Ventura, Adam Dvorak, Corrupted Mass, Michael Phillips, Weary Exile, Carol Valley, Manny, MQ Ultra, CJP, Braden Hitt, Raymond Roel, Todd X, Christopher Finici, The Moon, The Judgy Moon, Mike Henry, Bryce Cronenberg Jr., Don Bright, Shannon Ferrigno, Tom O'Connell, Mark Braun, Donna Bance, Jenna Stevens, Cat Chaos, Jason Kelly, Mike, Brian Ashton, Michael Armenta, Jackass, the Wombat Preservationist. Our official composer and theme song creator is Unbeliever A.A. Ron, a.k.a. Aaron Schilb. Go follow him on Instagram and check out his podcast, Nashville Tour Stop. Our official graphic designer and card maker who designed our logo and the tarot cards and everything else is Raymond Roel. Check out his work at P. Raven Creative on Twitter and Project Raven Creative on Instagram. Our official Hawaiian paranormal investigator is Green Finhawk. Our official resident Sagittarius is Gozanton. Our official madman is Unbeliever Adam. Our official Mothman enthusiast is Michael Shields. Our official Unbelievers MUFON inside man is Chris Reyes. Our official Unbeliever peacefully eating a hamburger is Michelle Durham. Our official Unbelievers time traveler is Taylor Nelson. Our official ghost hunter is Amelia Childs and ghost hunting in New England. And they just finished their season. They did a great finale about Lizzie Borden. Go check that out. And Hubie Halloween. Our official senior European correspondent is Kay Mill of the I Don't Know podcast. Our official guardian of the bench is that Kraken Stacker. Our official alien bopper is Nunchuck Bop. And this week's Unbeliever Focus is Annie Weebs, the host of Serial Spirit, Spiritual Serial, who, along with Brendan Shea and Chris Moraes and that Hellier guy, they've been doing an amazing series on Injured Cold. It is so in-depth, but I warned her that she is getting too close to things, that she might be taken by a UFO. But Annie says that she's fine with that. And as an investigator, the first thing she will say when she's on board that UFO is,
I want to check the bowls and pans for myself.
No, please don't. All right, good night, and make it rain.
Mommy's body's banging, she got it, man, she does it all. She gets it popping with no hands, I make it pour. I make it rain on them, I'm laying game to them. I'm guessing
Discontinue! Discontinue!